Happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday. This is Forrest out in St. Louis. Hopefully, you're having an absolutely, I'm going to turn my hat back around this way, have a little bit of fun here. Happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday. Hope your week is off to a great start. Sometimes timing is very, very important, being in the right place at the right time. And not only that, I'm going to scoot up just a little bit here. And not only that, it's about making the right decision to take action at the right place at the right time, right? So, I want to talk about that a little bit. I threw this hypothetical question up here, right? Threw a hypothetical question up to talk about, and I'm gonna just run some hypotheticals by you, some thoughts, maybe some brain stretching exercises for you to see, because there's going to be some people who are going to read that title and they're going to think one thought, and there's other people who are going to read the title and think another thought. There's some people who are going to read the title and say, I wonder how I could do that. For example, and I'm not talking politics here, and I'm not starting a fight here. I'm just throwing out a thought, right? Whether you like him or not like him, there's a news article going around saying that Donald Trump only paid $750 in taxes and he's a billionaire. Now, some people went all freaking ballistic, like, I can't. My thought process was, dude, I want to know how you did it. I want to learn how you freaking figured out how to only pay $750 in taxes and you're a billionaire. I wanted to learn that. I wanted to put that into my brain, like, okay, you did it. How can I do it? What are the loopholes? What are the catches? What are the I don't know, what do they say, like 7,000 pages in the IRS tax code? Which one of those pages is the information on, so I can learn how to do the same thing? That's where my brain went. I was like, dude, you see, and the same thing, people complain because Amazon, I think it was year before last or something, didn't pay any sales tax or something. And again, there's individual tax and there's corporate tax. They're two different taxes. They have different tax codes, right? So it's very important when we look at information that we understand what the heck we're looking at. We can't just like read a headline and get all bent about it because you haven't done your homework, right? There's corporate taxes and there's individual taxes. And as an individual, as a person, that you go to an employee, or you have a job, a regular 40, 60-hour a week job, you're under a different tax code than the corporation that you're working for, right? There's two different tax codes going on there. There's your tax code as an employee, and there's a tax code of the business. And the reason I'm bringing this up is Ray actually interviewed one of the small business tax experts that's going to be at Rankmakers Live this upcoming weekend. If you don't have your tickets, her talk alone, her teaching session alone is going to be worth the price of admission, right? So right here, rankmakerslive.com, go there, get your tickets. You have got to listen to what she's got to say, because the information that she's going to teach, I believe, is going to change your mind about how you do business, about how you understand billionaires and millionaires and the tax code. And so when you see a headline, you're not going to get all bent out of shape about it. Even if you're not in network marketing, you probably should go to this Rankmakers Live and plug in. If you're a real estate agent, anybody that has anything to do with business, so you understand the concept of things you may not know about, right? A lot of mindset stuff is going to go on. So it's very important. When I look at stuff, I'm like, my curiosity brain jumps in like, okay, so Amazon did it. How big does my business have to be? Watch. How big does my business have to be so I don't have to pay any taxes, right? I didn't say how much money do I have to make. I said, how big does my business have to be? Because, and there's a little bit different concept. Big business is big, like billions and bigs, right? That's what goes in one. Be big, be billions. How billionaire big does my business have to be for me not to pay any taxes, so that I can move into a completely different tax code and not pay taxes? I don't want to pay the government taxes. I don't want to pay the federal government taxes. I want to keep my money. I know that I can do a lot more with my dollars, with my money, and then give it to charity and put it where I want to do, and and buy the 10 houses a year that I want to buy. Imagine this. Imagine this. If my business was big enough that I could make enough money to where I could actually go out and buy 10 or more homes every year and give them away to single parent moms because I wanted to, because I have a philanthropic deal, and watch this, because my business is so big, because I know the loopholes of the tax code, those 10 houses that I just spent money on to give away, I can completely write them off against my personal income that I get from my corporation because I make so much money, and then I pay $750 a year in taxes. Think differently, right? Think differently, right? So while all the broke-minded people are running around with broke-minded thoughts, complaining about a billionaire who paid $750 in taxes, I'm thinking like, okay, what's the loophole? What's the way to get around that? And of course, coming from a philanthropic standpoint, is how do I make that work so that I can have make a lot more charitable contributions? It can help me keep a lot more money, right? So I can make a lot more charitable contributions. Warren Buffett, he said something like that somewhere. But anyway, coming back to what I was talking about, 3%. So imagine this, right? This hypothetical. Imagine being able to get 3% of every single transaction that went through Amazon, right? Amazon comes out and says, hey, we're not going to do any more advertising at all. Maybe they're brand new and they've got these 8,000 products in their Amazon store, and they come to you and they say, hey, here's what I got a deal for you, right? You send us a customer, and whatever that customer spends, we're going to give you 3%. So some customers may spend $5, some customers may spend $500. But regardless, as long as you refer them to us, as long as you go out and you become our word of mouth advertising, as long as you're the person that sends them to them, we're going to give you your own little code, right? So you can give that code to somebody. So when they check in, they say, who referred you? Put the little referral code in there, and they go in and shop. They buy shoes and hats and clothes and books and TVs and whatever, right? Whatever's in the Amazon store, they spend it. And because you referred them to, because Amazon didn't have to spend those advertising dollars, they're going to give them back to you in a percentage. I just picked out 3%. It was a random number, right? Just 3%. But let's say on the average that, and I'm going in a direction. I'm going purposeful here. Let's say that the average person on Amazon does $50,000 a year in revenue. We know people don't spend that much. Just go with me on this, right? Let's say they spend $50,000 a year in revenue. That's how much money revenue is generated. And you're able to get 3% of that $50,000. Somebody want to comment and tell me how much that is? I believe it's $1,500, right? I think that's what the math is. 5 times 3 is 15. I think it's $1,500. It should be, yeah, because 10% of 50,000 would be 5,000. 5% of 5,000 would be 2,500. So yeah, it's $1,500. So so $1,500. So let's say the average person that goes to Amazon is gonna spend 50,000. They're gonna generate $50,000 in revenue for Amazon, right? And you're gonna get 3% of every single one of those people you refer. And let's say that you get so good at giving out Amazon codes, right? Giving out Amazon codes. You get so good at giving out Amazon codes. Yeah, the $1,500. Thanks, Susan. You get so good at giving those Amazon codes out, you build a referred customer base. Now, they're not spending any money. They're not signing up to do anything. They're not spending any money to become an Amazon customer. You're simply giving them a code and saying, hey, I found this really cool store you can go shop at. They have everything you possibly need. They ship it directly to your front door, and that's cool. So these people go out. And let's say, for example, you go out and get a customer base of 1,500, 1,600, 1,000, 2,000 people, right? So let's say 1,000. We'll keep the number even. Let's say you go out and you just bust your butt over time, whatever time period it is, whether it's a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Let's say you just go work it to the bone. I was listening to that song earlier. And you go out and you get 1,000 customers, right? So you get 1,000 customers spending $50,000 a year in revenue, and you get 3% of that, which is $1,500. So somebody can do the math. What's 1,500 times 1,000? Siri, what is 1,500 times 1,000?
It's 1,500,000.
So, so you got 1,000 customers spending $50,000 in revenue. You referred them. You gave them your code. They go there and shop, and the average is saying, and it's a hypothetical. It's all hypothetical, right? It's all hypothetical. And you earn $1,500,000 a year because Amazon said, hey, all you got to do is refer these people to us. All you got to do is refer them to us. And by the way, rankmakerslive.com, this has this two completely different stories I'm going with here. If you want to learn about business, you want to learn how to run a business, you want to get in front of a really cool tax expert, rankmakerslive.com. I don't know when they're going to cut off ticket sales. It's probably going to be sometime this week. We just had a really cool award ceremony tonight. Got some really cool stuff going on Wednesday. They're going live on Thursday, so you probably need to get your tickets like right now. So $1,500,000. That's what that comes out to be, right? So you do this. People know it's out there, and you go out and enroll all these people, and you're sending out referral codes, and they're getting in there, and they start going shopping, and they're doing everything. But wait, now you've got them in the store, right? Now you've got them in the store, and Amazon says, hey, you don't have to worry about following up with these people. We're going to do all the following up for the people that you refer to us. So they start sending these customers out more information. And say the customer decides, hey, let's say Amazon decides they're going to have a wholesale travel club inside their Amazon club, right? And they say, cool, we're going to cross promote the travel club to everybody that you just referred to. And when they travel, you get paid a percentage of the travel, the money they spend on travel. You go, wow, and your paycheck goes up. And you go, wow, this is freaking awesome. And let's say Amazon comes out with more services and more stuff. You don't have to do anything. You just referred that person there. How much money, here's the trick question, here's the catch question, right? How much money would you invest with Amazon to be able to refer people to Amazon to get 3%? I'm just saying 3% right now. It might be a bigger number. It might, who knows? I'm just using 3%. It's all hypothetical. How much money would you spend to refer people to Amazon, knowing that you could have an unlimited customer base? And when anytime that customer base went there and shopped, you get paid 3% of whatever they spent. They could spend $5, they could spend $500, they could spend $1,000, whatever. How much money would you invest? And again, I'm getting you to think because I want you to see the numbers. I want you to understand that when you're talking about network marketing and the network marketing business model, that's it. That's as complicated as it gets. Now, here's the catch to that is income disclaimers. There's absolutely no way that anybody can promise you how much money you're going to make because you don't know, they don't know how hard you're going to work. For example, I've got 1,600 customers currently in my database right now, and we'll just call them customers. We'll call them income generating codes that are attached to me right now. Here's the cool thing about the majority of those codes, and this is the catch part of this. The majority of those codes that referred into my database, their average revenue based on this is real statistical information. They generate about $50,000 a year in revenue, right? Give or take, some a lot less, some may zero, but on the average, that certain type of code that I referred in there generates about $50,000 a year in revenue. I get to override 3% of that, and my total investment to do that was $1,000 up front and $99 a month. Real true story. So going back to this, if you understand your business model as a network marketer, if you understand that, there's people that in my current opportunity, 3 of them invited me to look at their business opportunity, and all 3 of them quit. All 3 of them quit. They had an opportunity to have me on their team with 1,600 coded income generating machines for them to override based on how much those machines created in income and revenue, right? So think about this from a network marketing standpoint. It's not how fast you can make money, and it's not how big you can make money. It's about being a business owner and understanding the concept of what your machine can do for you, right? And we talk about the stuff, what is it, what does your product do? What does it do? We're not talking about, we're just talking about straight up your product, your person, your customer, right? Their volume that they're going to generate is going to give you back some type of commission. So how many people are you willing to put your presentation in front of? How many people are you willing to put your presentation in front of? Or how many people are you willing to knock on their door and ask them if they're willing to take a look at your product, service, or opportunity so that you can put 1,000 people, 2,000 people, 3,000 people, whatever number it is. Now I'm talking to the people that want big money. If you're looking for $300 or $400 a month, then this conversation probably isn't for you. But if you're thinking, I'm thinking down the road. See, I'm thinking a customer base of 3,000 and 4,000 and 5,000 and 6,000, because some people are going to not shop, right? There's people that have Amazon accounts right now that don't shop on Amazon. I have an Amazon account, and I typically just buy downloadable Kindle books. I'm not sure. I think that's it. I can't recall if I've ever actually bought anything else on Amazon. I have Amazon Prime, so I have the Amazon Prime deal, and I watch the movies on Amazon Prime. So that's like $99 a year. But see, I'm one of the low revenue generating people, because I buy a book here for $6, $9. I think the most expensive book I bought was like $29 or something. But that's it. That's my revenue. And there's people that are on Amazon that spend thousands of dollars a month on Amazon. They're constantly getting stuff through Amazon dropped off at their desk or their job or their home or their work or wherever they shop at. So it's going to be different based on what your revenue is. So going back to my initial question, if you knew Amazon was going to pay you 3% of every single transaction that was transacted based on the code that you referred somebody to, how much money would you invest, and how hard would you go to work to put your code in front of people to get them to shop, right? And again, they're not spending any more money. They're not spending any money through Amazon, any more money through Amazon than they would spend anywhere else through Walmart. Maybe say Walmart doesn't do it. They're going to go to Amazon and they're going to shop on Amazon, right? Again, hypothetical theory though. However, if you have to, with the right business and the right opportunity, with the right product, by referring people there, they're going to do something that they would already do anyway. And because you referred them and they're attached to your code, network marketing, they're attached to your code. When they generate and when they create volume, you get paid for that referral, right? You're not getting paid on a monthly membership or anything like that. They say, for example, maybe their membership is free. So let's take this to another level. Let's take this one more, right? Let's say, for example, Uber. Let's say, for example, Uber says, hey, I'll tell you what, you help us build a driver fleet, you help us build a rider fleet and get riders, and we're going to pay you 3% of every single fare that's given. Some of those fares are, I don't know, $6. Some of the fares are $15. Maybe some of the fares are $100. And they say that the average Uber driver generates $50,000 a year in revenue. The rideshare driver generates $50,000 a year in revenue. And let's say you get, I don't know, 1,600 or so drivers coded to you because you went out and knocked on doors and asked them if they wanted to make some more money. And they said yes, and you said great, and you got them through the application process. You sent them a link, they went through the application process, they got enrolled, and they start driving. And one of them, does $14, and you get a little cha-ching in your inbox, ooh, you just got paid, you just got 3%. And another one's driving, and maybe he does $1,000, and boom, you just got 3%. And next thing you know, that average rideshare driver is doing about $50,000 a year in revenue. And you've got, I don't know, 1,600 or so coded to you, which is about $1.5 million a year in income. And some of those Uber drivers are going to drive, some of those rideshare drivers are going to drive, maybe a little bit. Some of them may not drive at all. Some of them may just need a really short part-time deal, and they start and then they quit. But you got a huge, huge driver base of drivers out there driving. And while they're driving, you're also getting riders to come back and refer to you, right? and those riders, you're getting paid. Think about that as an Uber standpoint, right? So wanted to throw that out there as a hypothetical. Here's a catch. So that's my business model, and I wanted to share that with you. That's the business that I'm in, and that's exactly how it works. But more importantly, what I really learned is a year ago, I got a chance. I had actually enrolled in that business model a year ago, September, and as an opportunity of going to Rank Makers, I learned how to get in people's inboxes, right? I learned how to find a target audience and a target market to drive revenue and generate income. And I went to work and putting those messages. People say, how do you get all these customers? I asked them. I asked them if they'd like to save some money doing what they already do. That's my sales pitch. How would you like to save money doing what you already do? And most people go, yeah, and say, cool. And I send them a code, and they code it to me. They go shop, and I get paid, right? So very easy, simple process. Same thing. Hey, would you like to make a little more money as a rideshare driver? Yes, cool. Here's my code. They go drive, I get paid. So whatever your business model is if you don't understand that basic concept of what your mission is knocking on people's doors and figuring out what it is that your product, service, or opportunity can do for them. Does it save them money? Does it help them lose weight? Does it help them get in shape? Whatever it is, right? You need to understand who your target audience is and understand that business model. But more importantly, if you're really thinking big, you'll understand that when you get really big, you're going to need to have a really good tax write-off, and you're going to need to understand the concept of building a business and running a business. So I am so looking, it's weird. I am so looking forward to listening to the tax information that the tax expert is going to share at Rank Makers Live. I'm more excited than anything. I'm sure there's going to, I mean, we've got some just crazy. There's going to be some really good speakers there. It's going to be a lot of fun, but I'm looking to take some notes and say, okay, I get this really big business. I don't want to give my money to the federal government, right? I want to be able to get that out there and share that. And of course, as I bring team members on, I want to be able to show them, hey, if you do this, here's the tax code. Go see your tax attorney. Make sure you're doing it right. Make sure we're all legal and above board, and make sure that we're running a profitable business that we can actually go out if they choose to do some philanthropic work and support our communities and maybe help our neighbors. Wouldn't it be so cool? Wouldn't it be so cool if you could literally, if you live in a neighborhood, like I live in a very low income neighborhood, and it's, I shouldn't say, well, I guess it is, because the average income is pretty low here. It's not like a high rent district, I'll put it that way. But wouldn't it be very cool if I could go through go maybe talk to City Hall or find out, or maybe talk to the utility company and just say, hey, what I would like to do is everybody that's having a challenge paying their electric bill, I'd like to pay it, especially maybe in the wintertime, or maybe go to their homes and knock on their doors and install a new furnace, a new heating system, and maybe pay their power bill for a year because they're struggling, right? Wouldn't that be freaking awesome? Because I took time to invest in an opportunity that's going to pay me 3% or more, because I referred customers who are going to shop anyway. So when you think about where does your business go, where is it leading you to, what does it give you the power to do down the road? When you're creating that vision board, I've talked about my house and my motorcycles and my cars, and I think somewhere in my timeline I just posted up my G-Wagon. Oh my God, just and I know, right? And in the hustle, from the hustle comes the rewards. Some of those rewards are materialistic for me, and some of those rewards are being able to have enough money so that I can go out and give to the community when I see something that I really need to. We participate in Rank Makers. We participate in Wealth Wednesday every Wednesday, and that's just doing a random act of financial kindness for somebody anonymously, which is cool, right? And it changes the vibrational money mindset from that direction. So wanted to share that to you. If you understand how your business model works on a very simplistic, basic plane of how you earn money, if you understand that very basic concept of this is how much money I'm going to make when a customer does a transaction, how many more people are you going to introduce to your system and get your ego out of the way, because it's going to generate you revenue on a very simple, what is your product or service going to do for them, right? So you got to have value. There's got to have value. What is it going to do for them? What problem is it going to solve, or what struggle is it going to solve, right? And as a result of that struggle, you get paid for that. You get paid for solving that problem. So hopefully you got a lot of value. If you did, share your number one takeaway. I truly, truly appreciate you. I truly love you. There's absolutely nothing to do about it. I know Jesus loves you too. On a mission to have no more empty refrigerators, make an extreme impact, and be a legacy creator. I hope you are too. Peace out. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.